And of course, this sector of the day is also something which is there. This is the cigarette stocks. Maima is here. Maima?
Right, so I think there's a Nuvama note which is out on both of these counters, in fact, ITC as well as Godfrey Phillips. But I think what they're saying is that the worst is behind for both of these counters, that is ITC as well as Godfrey Phillips. What they're saying is that the next year, the coming year, volume may not see a double-digit decline, and that is something that the street is probably liking. And cigarette prices have increased sharply, showing pricing power. Companies have already started to take those price hikes, which will, overall take care of the top-line growth for these companies. The companies to implement 2 to 3 staggered price hikes going forward as well. They don't expect any tax hikes to be withdrawn, which happened last month with regards to additional excise duty that had come in for tobacco as well as cigarettes. They don't expect any significant tax hikes going forward in 2 years for cigarette companies, and that's a positive that is being baked in today after the kind of downfall that we've seen in both of these counters and even VST indices for that matter. Investors are right now looking at other defensives due to concerns over IT, and right now valuations with regards to ITC are looking attractive according to them. In terms of ITC, the stock is trading around 20% below its pre-tax hike levels. This is their view on ITC. Of course, the stock is attractive. Around 5% dividend yield is something that it gives. Valuations at 19 times FY27 estimates PE are becoming reasonable, and that is why they remain bullish on this counter. And industry concerns around illicit trading will remain, and this is of course going to happen because of the hike in cigarette prices, and that will impact volumes. But overall they remain constructive. Pricing pass-through appears better than what was feared according to them, and overall increasing foods portfolio. So FMCG is doing very well for them, and that will benefit from GST rationalization as well for something like an ITC. And for the paperboard, there is recovery underway. Structural industry improvement is happening, and that is going to augur growth going forward for ITC. Potential Century Paper synergies will support medium-term growth as well for something like an ITC. Now, with regards to Godfrey Phillips, what they're saying is that volume strongly grew at 25% YoY basis in Q3, and that is something that they have liked this quarter for Godfrey Phillips. In Q3, revenue saw a growth of 15%, and EBITDA saw a growth of around 5%. EBITDA growth, of course, on the back of tobacco leaf, tedu leaves going really up in terms of where raw material cost is concerned. But stock has corrected almost 50% from its peak, and that is kind of warranting the kind of up move that we've seen in the counter to 30% correction since the tax hike as well is something that we've seen in Godfrey Phillips. So this is the overall view